I mean, conversely, do what the adults said last episode when they said you'd understand responsibility. Lock the fucking doors, keep these guys from getting out, and sacrifice all your fucking lives to make sure the 400 other people survive. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. Theta here, back with another episode of Infinite Ryvius, the mystery that keeps on building. I'm gonna bring up the board in the background here while I start on my notes, because I'm pretty sure a few of my notes actually reference the board. And yes, you can see I've added some new people, new connections, some without names because I still don't know who they are, or even if they're main characters. That's a confusing bit. You know, before I even get into the notes, like this girl here, she's got the star things on her face. I don't know if those are like stickers or a tattoo or drawings, whatever. She specifically calls out Fina down here when they're like evacuating to the central corridor. I think that's the first time she ever gets shown. So, no idea. She could just be like a side character. But she knows this girl's name, so that's something. So, if she ever shows up again, whatever. Zoom out a little bit. There we go. So, yeah, notes. Notes from last episode. 2137 is when, let's see, the Gaduld phenomenon happened. The imagery of it made it seem like, despite being some sort of mysterious plasma, it was repelled by atmosphere. I guess it only affected stuff in space, but not things surrounded by oxygen or carbon dioxide. Could be a hint for things to come, or how to survive the Gaduld. Like how that girl was floating in space, the pink one that we see in like the opening. Maybe the Gaduld has pockets of air? We also get told that it's 80 years later, so it must be 2217, which I actually think that they showed in the first episode, but I didn't make a note of it, so this is me now making a note of it. Hojo asks for the descending Herschel data when they are trying to figure out how long they've got before the Libra descends too far into the Gaduld. Not knowing what Herschel meant in this instance on context alone, I looked it up. My best guess is that it is information obtained from the Herschel Space Observatory in some way, though it also makes me think that planetary observatories must have been made relatively useless after the Gaduld phenomenon. Granted, the Gaduld C is on the plane with the Earth's orbit, and I don't know how to say this fairly well. It's not even that complex of a thought. What I'm trying to indicate here, and I'm going to use my hands for this one, the Gaduld C is like this on the plane of the Earth's orbit. You know, Earth orbits the sun. I probably should do this way, but there's no way to do this and make this make sense. So, yeah, the plane of the Earth's orbit around the sun, right? And this is the path of the Gaduld phenomenon. Now, what I'm trying to indicate here is that Earth's observatories are best positioned on the equator of the Earth, because technically that is the furthest up into the atmosphere. It's the clearest vision of space that we've got. But the Gaduld C sits on that very same, if you thought of the Earth as being, the Earth's equator as being perpendicular to the plane of Earth's rotation around the sun. But it's not. Earth's rotation isn't like this. It's more like a wobbly this and that. And then not even perpendicular to the to the orbit of the Earth around the sun. It's more like this, really. Sorry, I know I'm emphasizing more with the heel of my hand, and it should be more like that. Which is to say that you'd still get a vision of the of space, basically going like this to the the elliptical plane of the Earth orbiting the sun, which is to say that planetary-based observatories would get some time, but with massive interference in the middle of that rotation. and thus also fucking up our vision of space into a below the plane of the seeing adult and above the plane of the seeing adult. That was a very stupid thought now that I say it all out loud. That didn't make much sense. It doesn't equate to much in the long term or anything to do with the show. Or I should say the characters of the show. Anyway, point being, I still don't really know what Herschel data is. Still unsure of what Sarah means, SERE, but still trying via context. When they mentioned depth limits in the adult, they said 45 Sarah 3, and we've already been told that the adult has at least 3 layers to it. So maybe Sarah are measures of depth, like maybe Sarah 1 through 3. I connected Oze and Yuki with a white line on the board, as I currently cannot decide what I think their relationship is. We've only really seen them interact the one time, and it was Yuki convincing Koji and Oze to abandon their effort to save someone, something which Oze then laments over in the last episode. I'm just not sure if he regards this as negatively towards Yuki or not. So, until they get into a fight or something, I'm not really certain where I'm going to go with that one. Grap, another new word. I have to think it is a type of radiation or something, considering how they have to go through decontamination every time they are in contact with the Geduld. And the Geduld's presence outside is raising the Grap levels, making it too dangerous to open a door to save someone. So yeah, it reads like radiation, so I'm going to think of it like radiation in the future. The Bratica is a thing that the infiltrators are after, but also tied to an incident that happened over 10 years ago. So, gonna have to be waiting for more background information about, I guess, whatever the event happened. Again, they killed the headmaster over this, so I think I indicated last time that I thought all the adults died sacrificing themselves to help the station, but that was just a few guys. We know from the infiltrators that 90% of the station's survivors are children. Well, the massive amount of people we see gathered at the central core near the end of the episode would have to mean there are still tons of adults left, even if all the instructors died. Because that's a lot of kids, and 10% of the numbers that we saw does not equate to the amount of people we saw die trying to help Zwei crew save the place. So, I think there's still plenty of adults left on this station. Yuki is just an ass. The lights go to emergency status and he blames his brother for it, despite having abandoned him some unknown floors below and then not caring when Aoi asks where he is, going so far as to say it would be better if he just disappeared. Now, I understand that Yuki is the younger brother in this situation, but even if he's like having some sort of like syndrome or something about it, it doesn't explain how much of an ass he is. Like, I anticipate Yuki is going to try and get his brother killed at some point. I am now going to make a reference to this girl right here, just in case you're wondering who I'm talking about image-wise. This is her. The girl that Oze lent music to in the first episode, who missed the alert announcement last episode due to having earpieces in, assumedly also listening to music, keeps getting shown. So I added her to the board, assuming 2 appearances in 2 episodes cannot be coincidence. As per the saying, if a third time this happens, it's enemy action. And my final note here about last episode, I feel like the purple person has only appeared in empty places with people that were unconscious or where an animal was, appearing in front of Koji was her first chance to actually be spotted by someone so far. Though one of those places she appeared was Koji's bedroom, and I believe one of my previous notes regarded his attempted heroism, so it could have everything just to do with him. I am unsure, as I did not go back to check every situation that she appeared in, but that is my current thought process. Zooming in, obviously Eric Campbell, Pat's dad, died last episode. We got met to the, I'm assuming, Weasel, Rafra, and I'm assuming owner, Fina, last episode. Obviously, Green Line's tying Fina to her saviors, the our Team 7, and of course that girl who seems to know her. Conrad is the name of the guy on the ship. We know that because they named him last episode, and these two guys seem to be the guys who are attached to him. I'm assuming one of these guys is going to be named Fox, because we got that name last episode too. I'm just uncertain. I probably should have green-lined them to Conrad, but again, I'm not 100% certain if they are 100% operating with him. Nothing much has changed with the SWI crew. I already pointed out who this was. Erina Rigby was the girl that Yuki slapped because he broke up with her. Koji saw a purple girl for the first time, so now she has a white line since we don't actually know what that relationship is there. Yuki is an ass. The back alley group is another one of those. I probably should have green-lined them all together. They were in the last episode all together, but we haven't actually seen what their internal dynamic is, right? Like, for example, Y group. Hojo here is constantly trying to take control and tell people what to do, but the entire group has apparently decided that Julie here, being the master of, God, I don't know what I'm going to say here, the academy, like she did really good in scores. She's the wunderkind, if you will. So they're all listening to her when she takes decisions, and then when Hojo feels like he's being ignored, he just says yeah and agrees with what she says, and then says it again as his own order. So they've got a weird dynamic going on where it feels like he is going to be a problem sometime in the future, but they're all working together for the greater good. This is a group of back alley ruffians where I could easily see one of them getting a big head and another one putting them in their place, or even possibly one of the girls here not wanting to be there and being forced into it, and then, having a fight with one of the guys. I don't know. There's a lot of ways that this could go not good. So, just slightly hesitant to put a green line on any of them. And of course, they haven't interacted with anybody else yet, so there's no outward dynamic either. And yeah. Oh, obviously, I think Aoi has a crush on Yuki. In the first episode, when she is trying to convince that Rigby here that Yuki has a lot of good qualities that would make him a good boyfriend, she says that out of nowhere, and even Koji's like, what are you talking about? I don't know. It very much seems to me like she has a crush on Yuki, so it doesn't seem like Yuki reciprocates that in any way, so that's why the pink love arrow only goes in one direction, and otherwise it's an unknown relationship between the two of them. But I think for now that is everybody on the board. That's all my notes, thoughts about the goings on of last episode. So not for nothing, but I think the only thing left to do is hop on into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
It said she talks to herself about the other characters. I had to show us Eric dying one more time, huh? Okay, here's my thought now. Just occurred to me while I was watching that. Maybe the purple girl isn't there at all. But I don't mean, like, she's not there, like, she doesn't exist. I mean, like, the visuals that we see of her isn't there. That only people are seeing it because she's putting it out there. Like, I think in episode 1 we saw a pod or something that the characters were around, and either that's the pod that they're the Libra that they're all going to try and escape in, or, and this is the thought that I just had, maybe that pod has the pink girl in it, and she's like telepathic or something. Like I'm thinking like in an Akira situation or something. Maybe she's telepathic, and maybe that's the event that happened over 10 years ago. And she's like being stored there or being transported. And they're coming here to steal her. And her mind is wandering the station. And what everyone is seeing is the mental image of her mind. Which was why she can wander around in space and everything. It's because it's not physically her, it's just mentally her. Again, I don't know if telepathy is a thing in this show, so that's just a out there thought right now. Oh, we're about to lose gravity. Or what little gravity we had. The people who ran here naked are screwed. Yeah, see, he's still claiming there's instructors, which means some of the adults have to be alive still. Sorry. One of the comments, someone going to give this guy some pants. And then thinking about the bra girl. I'd borrow your underwear, but it's too small for me. Oh yeah, because they were accusing him of only rescuing Fina because he was interested, and we did see him blush. So it's possible. And there's Rafra. Okay, and here's our back alley group. And everybody was right about Yuki. Sorry, not Yuki. It's the brother. I meant Koji. That's what people in anime get so weird about falling over into people. He says that as though Zwei was one person and not a whole group of people. I guess I'm attaching a pink line between them. Uh-oh. Gonna have to be attaching a line between Zwei and the back alley boys. Although, how did they pull him out of the command area? I guess apparently they're taking breaks, so never mind, makes sense immediately. I guess that also explains why in the opening she is with Pat, considering that it was her teacher that sacrificed himself, so she would feel some sort of obligation. Okay, if she actually saw Rafra, like some sort of telepathic thing, then I think my purple girl thing might play out. Oh, if he said again, that's something I've missed even going through my notes. Literally just broke up earlier today. Oh yeah, Conrad's ship. Okay, so they beat the shit out of him, so that they have him to do whatever they want whenever they need a hand. Or want to take things over, I guess? Oh, dinosaur. Dinosaur's still wandering around. I think I'm right. I think I may have... Well, it's only episode 3. I just think I'm right. What do you mean? Here's my problem: is the person who's crying looks as old as everybody else. It's not like Patrick, or sorry, Pat, who looks like a little kid.
最後になるかもしんないからさ、言っておきたいんだ。俺、あんたのこと好きなんだ。
See, this would be more difficult if that was a little kid.
ごめんなさい。
See, I don't feel like Koji is pathetic for putting out there that they could die and making someone cry who is clearly the same age as everybody else. I already think you've got something for his brother. Why would you even... I don't know what's going on with you, Aoi.
あとはオートで大丈夫です。よーし、今日だけで議連に書き尽くせないほどの体験をさせてもらったよ。父上もさぞ驚くだろうな。
お父さん？
ああ、10年前までは現役の操舵士だった。
だからここに？
父上は私の理想だ。
どうしたの？
ちょっと乗り換えにミスって。子供じゃないんだぞ。
ねえ、変な影が見えるんだけど。
え？
Again, I have no idea what's going to come of this, but it very much feels like they forced him into the back alley goose back pocket.
Ryvius.
I don't even know what color line I'd do that on the board. Someone who's forcing you into something.
放っておくわけにいかないだろ。
真面目だね。
そういう言い方って仕方ないだけだって。誰も好き好んで。
どういうことだよ。
何やってんだか。
え？どうした？あの子また誰か残ってんのか。やだな。
But was she still there when he looked?
おい、こっちこっち。大変だ。早くブリッジに知らせないと。何？
Oh, I believe the shadowing on the fingers has to belay the fact that they've been dead a while. Is Fox and whoever now attacking the bridge? Yep, called that too. It looks like they're attacking and killing all the adults too that are on the ship.
こんな格好じゃやだ。
そういや、教官たち戻って
I'm sorry, did y'all think you were gonna die instead of the fuck?
火星のどこ？
リンボスよ。
俺フォボス。
Dude, what are you doing?
だから大丈夫と言っただろう。俺の言うことに間違いはないんだ。だから静かにしろっつーの。
ああ、拍子抜け。最後なら最後でもいいと思ってたのに。
俺はごめんだ。
ねえ、なんで私と付き合ったの？
好みだと思ったんだけどな。
違った。
ああ。
Wait,
はっきり言うな。
is that the girl I thought it was, or is that the earphones girl? I think that might be the earphones girl. That I got it wrong.
ダメだ、二人相手じゃ。
我々の要求は一つしかない。カウントダウンの中止だ。なんで？パスワードを入れてカウントダウンを中止しろ。
目的があるなら言ってください。このままではリーベデルタごと悪化します。
もうすぐシェア3なんだ。あんたも助からねえんだぞ。少しは状況を考えてよ。
This dude's gonna take an L all the way, it feels like.
カウントダウンを中止してください。けどそれじゃ人質を取られてます。
一人のために400人以上もの人間を危険にさらすというのは釈然としませんね。 見捨てるつもりかよ。やめろ。論理的思考。
Yeah, which would imply there would be 40 adults left on the ship.
ならお前がやれ。パスワードは知っているな。
君。はい。
さあ、行くんだ。
I mean, conversely, do what the adults said last episode when they said you'd understand responsibility. Lock the fucking doors, keep these guys from getting out, and sacrifice all your fucking lives to make sure the 400 other people survive.
遅いねあの二人。どっかで浮かれてんじゃない？
やめてくれ。ちゃんとやってんだろ。
この声、ひくみだ。
そこ何してる？
いいえ別に。
切れちゃった。なんかさっきから放送変じゃない？
まさか。
Again, the adults literally just last episode said you'd understand this sort of responsibility.
早くしろ。
すいません。実は俺
なんだ。
パスワード知らないんです。
なんだと。
Good. Good. Given Oze's desire to save everyone from last time, it makes a lot more sense that he would be willing to do this sort of sacrifice. Again, great that the back alley gang isn't 100% bad like it looked like they might have been for beating the shit out of the other guy. But if I'm misjudging them, they now have a gun.
正常です。正常。カウントダウンアプローチ継続中。助かった。よくやってくれた。スパイの代表として感謝する。
I guess the inversion could happen, that the back alley gang is good people, and that our larger blonde dude is an asshole, for some reasons we don't know yet.
エンジン作動フェーズ3全リパルジョン磁場デフリーズ圧力上昇加速マキシマム出力上昇
リベール内の皆さんフライト時は教習で習った通り進行方向からの G が主体となります慌てず落ち着いた対応をしてください脱出開始まで7 6 5 4
He did get pants, by the way, was your answer.
動いていない。なんでだよ。だから無理だって言ったのに。どういうことだ。私は聞いてないよ。
Dude that's downstairs saying that we'll all succeed, and the guy who's upstairs here in the Y saying we will, countering each other.
外壁温上昇。リーベデルタがファイ側にコンマ23変化しています。下がっている。
何かに引っ張られている
やめさせろ。
Why does Conrad want them to be lower down than they are?
おしまいだよ。
Is it to kill all witnesses?
シア2 970
Or does the Bratica need to be down there for some reason?
990 995マジか。シア3突入限界振動を超えます。待って待ってくれよ。
Or had they been lied to about the depth?
標が移動を開始しました。推定水力720、800、引き戻されます。
Is this a this is what I've been waiting for situation?
近づきつつあります。外壁をグラプチ
Had to put it in danger to force it to act?
あの後、艇内のコンディションがレベル7を超えました。アタッチメントのパージを進撃します。船長。まさか。
死にたくない。会いたい。死なないで。嫌だ。怖い。みんな死ぬ。もうやめて。こんなの嫌だ。死にたくない。嫌。
ワイヤーを切り離せ。巻き込まれるぞ。
Swallowed up by what? Because you were already pulling them down to Sierra 3, which we would have been swallowed up. You're heading up and out, though.
生きていたい。死にたくない。生きていたい。死にたくない。死にたくない。
稼働している。ルナティカが。だが。
So it wasn't the plan. So was the center of the Libra station the Bratica? So all this purging of stuff off of it was actually just revealing a ship? That the central core was the Bratica? And what was Conrad's plan? Was he like, I'm gonna pull it down to Sierra 3 and that's gonna burn everything off of the outside of it and whatever the Bratica is can survive and I'll pull that back out from there? He's also seeming to indicate, oh, it's activated, but, you know, as though something negative's happening. And I don't know what the negative thing happening is either.
リバイアス。それはリーベデルタに隠されていた外洋型甲虫河川艦の名前だ。そこで俺たちは生き延びるための生活を始めなければならない。出会いがリバイアスの中で踊り、再会がリバイアスの輪を広げていく。
Okay, so I was right. The oddity of the next time on proving me right. Given that the next time ons have become increasingly more and more spoiler ridden, and I know people are like, why do you watch the next time ons? Because I normally would, is why I watch the next time ons. But they're usually not so spoilery. Usually they hint to you at what's going to happen next time, and they don't outright tell you. Or at least they don't confirm the things that maybe you are only thinking are true. So it's a battleship. That's new information. I guess that means that I'm wrong about the purple girl. Except now, new thought. The battleship has an AI. This isn't me stating facts. This is me stating what I think might be true. The battleship has an AI, and the purple girl is going to be the AI of the ship, and it just displays itself, and it's only showing itself to certain people. So that would explain why the ship activated when she was thinking about stuff. It's either that or the ship is controlled by an actual brain, and that brain is that room that we see from time to time, and it's the brain of that girl, and that's why she's like, I don't want to die, because she technically has died, and now she's robo-copping the ship, as it were. I don't know what Ryvius means in this respect, though. Like, I know the show's name is Infinite Ryvius, and the next episode is called Ring of Ryvius. But I don't know what Ryvius alludes to. Is the name of the ship Ryvius? I guess that could work. If the name of the ship is Ryvius, so it's Infinite Ryvius, the ship would go on for infinity. The battleship Ryvius, Ring of Ryvius. Ryvius could be living quarters on the ship. I don't know. There's a lot to think about here. Again, it's not a problem, even though I'm going to say the problem is. So never think that I'm saying that thing is a problem when I describe it as the problem is. It's like when you're trying to solve a mystery and you're trying to get over the loop of what the difficulty of your solving the mystery is. You might call it a problem, but it's not actually a problem. My problem here is the world building is expansive enough, even though it's about a small set of things, that I'm having a difficulty parsing together exactly what is going on. I think I'm not that far off on things. This is why I'm obviously able to talk about them out loud and not feel like an idiot. But it's also about me trying to figure out the character relationships. Obviously, the next time I record one of these episodes, it's going to be a lot more work on the board, as there's been a bunch of characters now that have become more interconnected that were previously separated, vis-a-vis the back alley gang has now encountered the SWY group, and both of these groups have now also met with our main characters. The only people who haven't really gone out of their way very much, Aoi, Ozzy's girlfriend, whose name escapes me off the top of my head, Headphones Girl, and Yuki, they're all basically still within their very small groupings. So, beyond that, I don't really have much to throw out there at the end of this episode. So, I guess we can go ahead and call it on this one. Once again, I've been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, watching Infinite Ryvius, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?